What is going on in the energy right now? Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. Today's reading was actually going to be on a different topic, but I kind of sat down this morning and what came to me was what is going on in the energy right now. I don't know about you guys, but it has been hectic and crazy and tumultuous and just all over the place, chaotic. So I really wanted to sit down and do a pick a card reading using a couple of different decks of tarot cards to get to the root of what is going on energetically right now, and hopefully get some solutions for you, for us. So we have three options to choose from today. Group number 1 is the Soul Cats Tarot. Group number 2 is the Under the Sea Tarot. Thank you and shout out to Jalissa's messages for sending me these in the contest I won. And group number 3 is the Divine Tarot, or Tarot of the Divine, I should say. So make your selection. If you feel called to more than one deck, that's fine. Use the timestamps linked in the description box or the chapter notes below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we will see you there. All right. Hello, group number 1. You guys chose the Soul Cats Tarot. Thank you to the donor who sent this deck in to us using my Amazon wish list, linked in the description box. Let's get into the reading. Let's find out what the heck is going on in the energy right now. I just feel like it's been so crazy. And we have the Nine of Wands starting out the reading. Yeah, so the Nine of Wands is this energy of like, I've been through the ringer. I've really tried a whole bunch of different things and everything seems to be just wearing me down. What is going on? Why is it so hard? What do I need to do to level up? What do I need to do to get to the next level? What do I need to do to enhance my life so that it doesn't constantly feel like I'm fighting an uphill battle? Oh, Nine of Swords as well. I mean, yeah, this is the energy. This is why I sat down to do this reading. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Well, the good thing is that, you know, the nines are about endings. So we're closing out some cycles here. We are getting rid of some old ways of thinking and old ways of doing things. So I see behavioral changes happening. I see patterns of thinking changing, and this can feel disruptive or this can feel chaotic, and it can cause you to kind of experience some resistance or some dissonance in your external life, group 1. And I think that's why some of this chaos is here, is because these chapters of your life are closing out, which is a good thing, but it can feel very uncomfortable. So let's find out what you can do about it, or what else is going on here. Well, I think that this is great advice. Temperance. You know, temperance is moderation, trial and error, finding what works, finding the right mixture. And it's also about healing and grace. I feel like there's going to be kind of like a breakthrough moment where you realize what was happening, why it was happening, and it's like you find the solution, you know, you find the right combination of elements, ways of thinking, behavioral patterns or habits that ultimately create more peace in your life. And it feels like this is divine intervention. It does feel to me like this is a karmic cycle that is closing out, group 1. That's really what I'm getting very strongly, is that there's a karmic cycle closing out, and that means that there's this ending process that needs to happen. There's closure that needs to happen. As you are finding this balance, the old things that are imbalanced or that didn't work are being closed out. I see somebody here changing the way that they think about sleep. For whatever reason that just came through, you may be like optimizing your sleep routine, or you may be changing the way you think about rest. Like, what actually is rest? What does that mean to you? What is good quality rest? Maybe before you thought good quality rest was like a solid 6 hours where you didn't wake up in the middle of the night. But is that really quality rest? It's these kinds of things where it's like you're questioning everything that you've done leading up to this point, because clearly something has not worked well. Maybe there's other areas of your life that are working well, but it's like in this one area, it's just like the gears are grinding and it's so frustrating. And it's like, what the hell is going on? Well, you're realizing what those things are, and you're kind of shifting the way you think about them. You're shifting the way you approach the situation. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, specifically about sleep for some reason. Page of Pentacles, and how you feel in your daily life, what you're doing on a daily basis. What are you investing your time into, or what do you value? Two of Pentacles. Yeah, finding balance in those areas of value. Finding balance and, well, rather creating balance, because it's not like you find it. You create it through making adjustments, which I guess is kind of like finding it. Yeah, sure. Okay. But it's more like, it's more like just trial and error. Yeah, that's what I keep getting, is like just kind of trying this a little bit and seeing, oh, nope, that doesn't feel good to me. Let's try this instead. Like, should I sleep on my back? Is that going to optimize my sleep? Nope, not really. Okay, let's try a different sleeping position. Or what if I change my sleep schedule or something and I go to sleep a little bit earlier? Is that going to help? If I eat this right before bed, is that making it worse? These kinds of things. It's like changing the variables. That's what I'm seeing, changing the variables. And the sleep example is just one example. I think there's a lot of other areas of your life that this is impacting other than just your quality of rest and sleep, but it's the same process. It is still about being able to optimize through the changing of these little variables, which are actually big variables, because one little thing can be the thing that tips the scales. One little change can be the change that gives you the right solution and helps you to create more balance, so that this energy of this situation in your life does not feel quite so chaotic. Six of Cups. I'm getting an energy of breakthrough. I do feel like there will be a breakthrough. And it's very much about the way that you are seeing the situation. I keep getting that. I know that there's emotions involved here. I know that there's something going on physically. I can see that. I can feel it in the energy. There's something that needs to be adjusted physically in terms of what you are doing every day, your habits, your routines, what you're investing your time and energy into. But the core of it, like the real root of this, group one, is how you are thinking and perceiving the situation. And it's like a mindset shift that causes you to take a different action and change a particular variable or two or three that does tip the scale and shifts this energy and changes the circumstance. So you might want to look at why you perceive things the way you do. The Six of Cups is memories of the past. It can be about platonic love as well, but I'm really feeling it here in regard to things that you learned early on in your life. From like 0 to 10 is usually the most relevant, because that's really when we are doing the most of our imprinting off of our environment and what we've been taught through experience and what's been modeled to us. But it can really be throughout the entirety of your early life, like up into your 20s and things like that. So I'm seeing that basically what I'm trying to say here, group one, is that there's something going on here from childhood, something you learned, probably because you saw that model to you, probably because people in your life were doing those things in that way and seeing the world through that particular lens, and you just adopted that. It's not something that was a conscious process of like, oh, I'm going to think like that too, because that must be true. It was not like that. It was just internalized unconsciously, like taken for granted as that is the truth. And I see you questioning that truth by making these small changes and kind of seeing that, oh, there can be a different result. There can be an alternative route, and that's giving you an entirely different perspective. So it's not really starting in the mind, but it does begin and end in the mind. Does that make sense? It's not like you change your perspective and then your reality changes. I think that's part of it, but it's more so like you start to question your perspective, and then you start trying different things to see if that is true or not true. And then through those changes that you're making very physically, changing those little variables, you start to see the proof that, oh, maybe this perspective was not true, and it wasn't the be-all, end-all. And I had invested so much into this way of thinking that it was really significantly impacting the way I'm living my life. So it feels like a breakthrough in that regard, where it's like, it's kind of two things at the same time. It is both your mindset and perspective, but also what you're doing that is either kind of reaffirming that mindset or proving it wrong and giving you this different perspective that allows you to expand into new territory. Page of Swords. Yes, you see, Page of Swords. Swords are the mind. And the pages are about new ways of thinking. I love it when tarot just confirms what I'm picking up on energetically. Because the reason I love tarot is because it can help you do this. It can help you get these new perspectives because it kind of challenges you to think differently to begin with, to be able to interpret the cards and read the energy. But also, it can tell it like it is. Tarot is kind of blunt, blatant. It will not sugarcoat things. Tarot will tell you what is going on and why. And if you can interpret it properly and apply it in an actionable way, then you can really see progress in your life. And I know you guys probably appreciate that, because why else would you be on a tarot reading, right? Like, why else would you be on a tarot channel right now? I do feel this card as well. The Emperor. Oh yeah, you're taking control of your life, group number 1. You're taking control of your life by changing these things, by adjusting these in small increments, bit by bit. What can I change in my daily life? What can I change about what I'm giving energy or even money to? Like, what are you physically paying for that maybe does not align with your highest values or with your goals or with something that's actually creating more harmony in your life? What is stressing you out that you are actually giving energy, time, or money to? This is probably at the root of that shift in your psychology, in your perspective, in the way that you're seeing the world. And the Mars sign over top of the Emperor's forehead is like, you're taking control of your thoughts. You are saying no more and you are changing them. But it does feel a little bit like an internal battle. But if you can come at this with the mindset of an internal scientist instead of an internal warrior, I think it's going to be a little bit easier to change these things, to find the right solution, to find the balance that's actually going to help fix the situation and make it a little bit easier. Every day it gets a little easier. Queen of Swords. It's going to be easier to see things more clearly. You're going to have clarity of thought and mind. You will know what to do. Because, first of all, I think going back to the sleep example here, I think you're going to be more well rested. You're going to have better sleep. And so you're going to be able to make better choices because your brain is literally working better. It is functioning better. Because sleep and food are like the gas that drives the car. There's no gas in the tank. There's no oil in the engine. That car is going to break down, or it's not going to work properly. It's not going to go very far. So it's like you kind of need to get clarity through changing these little things in your life so that you have the resources you need mentally to be able to have the proper capacity to do what you need to do and put things into action that are good for you. 7 of Cups, like the confusion that was here before is going to be dispelled. You are going to remove any confusion and doubt and imbalance because you're going to see things so clearly, group number 1. You're completely leveling up your game in terms of the way that you are seeing the situation, your life, what you're doing every day. You're just completely shifting your mindset. You know what this is feeling like to me? Bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Wands. What this is feeling like to me is kind of like, have you ever been to a therapy session where you come into it with not really any expectation, but with these symptoms that you're experiencing, or you just want to vent or get something off your chest, or there's something that's, been weighing heavily on you, and you go into the therapy session and you say it all, and then the therapist goes, okay, and did you see it from this perspective? And you're like, what? It's like mic drop moment, mind blown. You never ever thought of it that way. And it's like that moment of clarity that just shoots through your system. All of a sudden, your eyes are wide open. Your brain is like fully online. You got a lightning bolt that just ran through your entire body. And you're operating at a whole different level. And it happens in an instant. So fast. Because it was just that one tiny expansion of your perspective, or alteration even of your perspective, that can really kind of blow things out of the water and make it really clear what was so not clear before. It's kind of like seeing something in plain sight. It was there the whole time, but you, for whatever reason, didn't see it. You just didn't see it. And it's through this new perspective, it's through this clarity of insight, that this realization is kind of what it feels like, this realization that you're getting. And it could be information that is delivered from someone in particular. Swords are about communication. Pages are about messages. Queen of Swords is really good at receiving messages. So I feel like you're going to be receiving some information that changes your mind. Maybe it's a YouTube video you're watching. Maybe it's talking to a therapist. Maybe it's talking to a friend or a family member, or listening to a podcast, reading a book, something. It just changes your perspective. And you're like, oh my God, I never thought about it that way before. How did I not see that? Okay, well, we don't know if that's the truth until we apply it. We don't know if that's going to be the answer to the problem until we try it out. So that's when temperance comes in, and you're like, okay, let me just kind of see what I can do here to apply this new perspective. What are the results going to be? And being curious about that. Being open to whatever this experiment brings to light for you. And I see you really learning through these examples, learning through these kind of new tests and experiments of, okay, is this going to work? Is it not? Let's just try. It's kind of like humoring yourself a little bit, or humoring your therapist, or humoring somebody else who's given you this information. But I see it helping you move forward. I see it resolving this conflict that's been going on. Because the 2 9s here, they are a very definitive ending, an ending to the confusion, an ending to the stress, an ending to the frustration and the exhaustion that I see going on here. It's like you've been really put through the ringer, group number 1. You've really you've faced some demons. I can see that here, and that's why energetically things feel kind of off. I mean, they're not horrible, but they're not like as optimal as they could be, But I see you with this information being able to optimize. You're optimizing something. You're creating balance so that you can actually rest, so that you can actually recuperate, and so that you have this clarity of mind to continue making decisions that are right for you, rather than just kind of operating on autopilot and going based off this old programming or this old perspective or this old kind of structure of truth that you learned early on that really actually doesn't create results, at least not the results you want. So like let's take money for example. Let's say for example you grew up in an impoverished neighborhood, home environment. Your family didn't have a lot of resources. Okay, this is just an example. It doesn't have to apply to you, but obviously take things as they resonate. Let's say, for example, that you grew up in that was what you learned, that was what was normal, that's what you saw as truth. So that's, of course, very naturally the perspective that you have of the world and of money and maybe even of your self-worth related to those things and experiences. Then you go out into life and you start working at a job and you start making, minimum wage or something like that, and you that kind of reaffirms that truth of, oh yeah, money is a resource that's hard to come by, and I have to work really hard for it doing something I don't like. And what does that say about my self-worth and my ability to provide and be powerful and feel abundant? All of those things are kind of being confirmed and imprinted back upon that old blueprint of lack and not having enough and struggle and hardship and sacrifice. And then you keep going through life and you keep getting that same experience, and it keeps reaffirming that truth. And then all of a sudden, maybe you come across someone who's like really, really wealthy, or they did it a completely different way, and their reality challenges your truth. It challenges the reality that you live within because they're so opposite. And you're like, wait, there's people who don't work 9-10 hours a day making minimum wage, sacrificing their sleep and their health and the things that they love to be just breaking even. Like, this person's actually doing something they love and are passionate about and making way beyond what I'm making. How is that possible? What? I didn't even know that was something that existed. And it's like that moment of clarity of, oh my God, my reality is kind of built on false pretenses. doesn't mean that it's not true. It just means that it doesn't have to be true. And maybe you only ever thought that it would be true because that was all you ever knew. So then comes the application of that new perspective, because you can gain that perspective and then kind of go, well, there's nothing I can really do to change my situation. They're just lucky. They're just blessed. They just had, a golden horseshoe stuck up their ass. Or you go, well, okay, this gives me new information. That means that I can do it. If I'm seeing that in my reality as an example of a template that is different than mine, what do I need to do to change mine to get there? And it's learning. Swords are also about learning. It's acquiring this information, not just from the perspective, but of what you need to do to maintain this new perspective and to expand it, to see what you can really create. What are you capable of here in this situation? So apply yourself, group number 1. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Let's get some additional information here from the Coffee Cup Oracle. What else is going on energetically for group 1? What do they need to know, Spirit? Rabbit, pregnancy and fears. Well, 9 of Swords is about fear too. It's things that we worry about, things that we stress about. It's always being on high alert and not being able to rest properly. And that's kind of what the rabbit talks about too, if we take pregnancy out of the equation. It's fear. And fear can lead to doubt. Fear can lead to self-sabotage. Fear can lead to not trying something new. But I see you needing to make a change here at group number 1 and taking the bull by the horns. I feel like it's kind of do or die. It's like this has to happen. And I know what's not working. And I have this example or this blueprint of what does work. So it is kind of challenging you to end the cycle by facing the fear and doing it anyway. Oof, I knew it. Yeah, survival. Survival, power, and shark here with the shark card. So this is definitely about facing your fears for survival. But your survival fears can sometimes work against you. That's the thing. Sometimes they work against you. But in this case, I see you really facing those survival fears because survival is actually the issue here. Survival through the quality rest that you need. Survival through changing the perspective about your finances. Survival about changing the approach that you're taking in life. Because if you keep going the way you're going, you're going to keep coming up against these brick walls and feeling like you can't make progress or you can't resolve this frustrating situation or problem. And it's like, you can't take any more hits, group number 1. You can't take any more scars. It's taking too much of you. And that's why it's like it's do or die. That's what it feels like, the shark and the rabbit. It is do or die at this point. And it's important that you face those survival fears, take back your power, take the bull by the horns with that Emperor card, really find a way to control your life through this little bit of trial and error to get to the reality that you want for yourself and not that you've accepted as truth of the reality that you have right now. Okay, we're also going to get one of these cards as well. Group 1. Closing message for group 1, Spirit. Meerkat, get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. Okay. So this is where am I going to put this? Actually, let's get one more from this deck. I feel like I need another one. I feel like this is kind of prompting you to, like I said, find the information. It doesn't have to be through a like-minded group of friends. It can be through, like I said, a therapist or information that you're finding on the internet, something like that. It's like, find information that is going to support you from like-minded people who are holding that blueprint that you want to live in. People who are well-rested, who have a lot of cushion of money, or who have gotten to the spiritual level that you want to be at, or whatever it is that you're kind of holding as the ideal, and challenging that old pattern of not enough, or dis-ease, or lack of health, or lack of discipline, or or the opposite, feeling completely overwhelmed and overburdened. Boar, pig, face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. Yeah, their spirit is speaking loud and clear for us here, group one. It's really important that you face this head on. It's important to face the fear and do it anyway. That's what is going to lead you to success here. That's what's going to allow you to emerge victorious. And I do see you emerging victorious, but it's going to take you facing this head on, like it's saying there, quite literally facing this problem head on. And that's what I was getting with the Emperor. It's like you're not gonna back down anymore, and you've been fighting the good fight, and you've come out scarred and wounded, and you're hurt, and you're questioning whether you should continue or whether you have it in you to continue. But this is not the time to back down. This is the time to push through. This is the time to survive, because then you can thrive. But it's not about consistently doing what you were doing before, which was maybe keeping you in survival mode and in this fear perspective and worldview that has created your reality. This is about manifesting what it is that you really desire and deserve, what you've dreamed of, and getting very clear about what that is, maybe even writing it down, making actionable goals or steps that you can take. And like I said, getting support from people who uphold that template or that blueprint, because they're out there, they exist. The first mindset shift is just realizing that. The second is seeking out more of that information or those people so that you can replicate that, learn from them and learn from their mistakes, and then face your fears and do it. Just do it, group number one. I don't know what else to say here. The energy is like ripe right now for you to be able to take control of the situation, but it is going to require you to face it head on. It is requiring you to accept some truths that may be uncomfortable to accept within yourself. And by that, what I mean is, like, if you've spent all your life believing that one thing is true, and then all of a sudden your truth is challenged by this new perspective or this person or this new approach, and you're like, what does that mean about me and all of the energy that I've wasted over these years being in this old mindset? Well, don't look at it that way, group one. Don't look at it that way. That's not useful thinking. That doesn't help you to grow. Just acknowledge and accept that what was is what was, but that doesn't have to be what will be. And that it's better late than never, or it's better now than never, to have this information, this perspective shift, and this new approach available to you, because it's better to have it than not have it at all. Okay, so don't bemoan the past and what mistakes you may have made. Just make the right mistakes now to get that growth happening. Because that's what Temperance and the Two of Pentacles are kind of talking about here. There will be mistakes that you will make on this path as you grow, and that's okay. That's actually part of it. But it's not going to be the old pattern. That's the thing. It's not going to keep you stuck. The mistakes aren't going to be repetitive ones that keep you in a cycle of negative feedback. Instead, it's going to be mistakes that actually help you step forward. So it might be like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but you're still making progress. Whereas before it was like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. So you were actually going backward. Okay. So I looked at the sharks and they played that song from Finding Nemo that Dory sings. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Yeah. Group number 1, Spirit wants you to just keep swimming. Don't give up. Find the direction you need to go in, and then continually make adjustments so that you can really refine and hone your technique, your daily habits, your approach, and ultimately, again, at the beginning and end of this is your perspective of the truth. And I want you to make that for you. Like, don't allow other people or what you think is possible to dictate your truth. It's kind of a combination of what you've seen, what you know to be true, what you've seen examples of elsewhere, but also what you really want for yourself. The 7 of Cups can be about dreams, wishes, goals, our castle in the sky, right? So kind of combine that in a realistic way with templates that you see other people modeling that behavior, and then get there, okay? You can do it. You can do it. You will be successful at this. You will emerge victorious, but it is going to require you to put in some work here, to put in some effort, to let go of some things and to start some new stuff. But you can do that. You're already doing it. You wouldn't have been drawn to this reading if you weren't already doing this. So this is just the next step. You got this. You got this. All right, so yeah, that is what I see for you, group number 1. I do feel like I want to pull a charm. Yeah, I do. Okay, before you go, hold on. Sorry. Backtrack. Let's get a charm. Just one. Oh, I'm feeling these actually, so maybe more than one. Okay, hold on. 3. You have the measuring tape. Live your dream. Look. See, I told you. You guys got to live your dream. And then you've got the pearl in the purple shell, which often can talk about value. I want to put the measuring stick on survival and power on the shark, or not measuring stick, what is that called? Tape measure. Thank you. Tape measure. I just heard measure your growth. Watch it expand in increments. Just keep swimming. Just keep going. Track your growth. Write everything down. Take pictures. Like get a before and after, so like a scientist would. Like that's temperance. Be like a scientist, so that you can see what's working and what's not. That's what's going to help you. Be very objective and analytical about this, because that's going to help take some of that subjective shame or doubt or fear out of the equation. If you're looking at it as an experiment, it's going to be easier for you to A, track progress, and B, detach from the outcomes of any failures and look at them as opportunities for growth. They're giving me that quote. I don't know who said it, but it's like, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways that didn't work. And in finding those 1,000 ways that failed, you're actually getting closer to the one solution that will work, or the many solutions that will work. But it's really through process of elimination. And it's through trial and error that makes that possible. So live your dream. That's very clear here from Spirit. They really want you to focus on living your dream. And I want to put this on the boar. And the pig can also be about abundance too, right? And we've got this, the shell, the pearl, which I always feel is about abundance. And I want to put it here on the rabbit. So I feel like it's fertility. That's what pregnancy can represent too, fertility. Now, I feel like the boar is telling you that there's going to be opportunity for good things in your life if you are able to follow your dreams. Live your dreams and rest better at night so that your dreams can actually help you heal, and maybe even give you some guidance or direction. Because if you're not sleeping well and you're not getting good quality sleep, you're not actually getting that astral realm healing and connection when you're in the sleep state. So go after your dreams, face any problems that are blocking your path, go after what you want, know that you are very fertile and you're capable of creating this value in your life, as long as you don't give up and you keep striving for progress rather than perfection. All right? That is what I see for you, group number 1. That is what Spirit wanted to talk about today. That is what is in the energy. So I hope that this reading was helpful. I hope that it gave you a little something. Maybe it's part of this perspective shift, or maybe it's just giving you confirmation of what you already know. Either way, I hope that it supports you on this journey to living your dreams. All right. So I just want to say thank you to all of you who are here supporting the channel. Views, shares, likes, subscribes, comments, memberships, donations of the cards to the channel, PayPal donations, super thanks, all of these things, even just good vibes, like you guys sending me love and well wishes and good energy. All of these things make a difference. And yes, I do feel them and see them, and I'm deeply, deeply, deeply grateful. So thank you. I love you guys, and we will see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's check into your energy and see what the heck is going on here using this beautiful deck by Jalissa. 4 of Wands wants to pop out really quickly here. Okay. That, I'm feeling actually good energy or good vibes in this situation, or at least it's going to move in that direction. 7 of Wands. Okay. I don't know why. I know the 7 of Wands can be a little bit of a confrontational energy and a little bit like defensiveness, but I'm getting good vibes from this energy for you, group 2. For whatever reason, it feels like something is magically resolving itself, something that has kind of put you on your guard for a long time. Maybe you felt like you always had to be on the defensive and you always had to kind of be watching your back and guarding against something from going wrong or somebody from coming in and disrupting stuff. That's kind of what I'm feeling, but there's some magical influence of the universe that's coming in and changing the situation or taking away that feeling of constantly needing to be on guard. I'm getting this sense that it's like there's something that's coming to resolve it. There's something that, oh my God, 10 of Cups. Group 2. This is the ultimate fulfillment card where you're really feeling like you've got all your needs met. Everything is stacked up for you. It's all working in your favor. And you've got support here is what it feels like. I don't know if this is universal support or, manifestation support, or if this is like real people in your life that are coming in to work on your behalf and to magically like wave their wand and bibbity bobbity boo you into a better situation. I don't know what this is, but we're gonna try and find out. Okay, we're gonna try and find out. The Emperor. Okay, yeah. This feels like a person, and I was kind of getting that from the 10 of Cups, like with King Triton here. It feels like there's somebody who is in a position of power who is going to come to your aid, group number 2. It feels like somebody who has resources. They have power in some way, shape, or form. It could be spiritual power, it could be physical power, it could be power in your work. Like this could be a boss. This could be government, somebody in a position of power over you. It is kind of coming in and saying, all right, let me take care of this for you. Let me figure out a solution. It's like your fairy godmother comes in, although it's more of a masculine energy that I'm getting from Triton and the Emperor. Let me come in and protect you because I know that you're having a hard time protecting yourself, or you've been expending a lot of effort to protect yourself in this situation, and let me resolve it for you so that I can take that burden off of your shoulders. Let me be responsible for this because this is what I'm good at and this is what I have the power to change. So it does feel really divinely guided. 10 of Swords. And it's ending a situation that was, I just saw 333 when I looked up at the time to make sure that things were even and straight. It's ending a situation where you felt like the odds were stacked against you. And I think that's why you felt like you constantly needed to be on guard. But it's like you are coming out victorious in this situation. You are getting past something that you felt like was looming large over your head, that was weighing heavy on your shoulders. And that was causing you to really feel confused about what to do, or that there was a way out. It feels kind of like hopelessness. I don't think it's quite as deep as hopelessness. I don't think it got to that level, group 2. I don't think it got to that level, but I think that there was a moment or two in this process of you kind of continually needing to watch your back in this situation, whatever it is, that you had fear, right? Like, it's like, when is this going to end? I'm tired. I need help. Or when is this going to change? What do I do? I need to figure out something to do because it feels like this is out of my hands. And I need somebody whose hands it can be in that can change it. That's kind of what it feels like. And that's what's happening. This person is coming in and they're helping you. The Tower. Look at these two cards, you guys. Like, these are intense. Look at the lightning in both of them too. It's like this is some kind of a massive sort of intervention is what it feels like. And the Tower is about divine intervention. And I think I even used that phrase earlier in this reading, didn't I, when we were talking about one of these two cards, I think. It feels like divine intervention, but not in a disruptive way, like the rug being pulled out from under your feet. It's the opposite of that. It's divine intervention coming in to protect you. And sometimes that can show up as rejection. rejection is divine protection, as they say. Like if you're held up somewhere, you're stuck in traffic or something, and then you realize that you would have gotten into an accident if you'd been where you were going to be at that time, or you get rejected from the job that you thought you wanted, and then later on you find out that company was corrupt and that it went bankrupt and you would have lost your job and no severance pay. So it's like that kind of thing where sometimes that negative rejection, or what you perceive as a negative rejection, can actually be for your highest good. But again, I'm not really seeing that in this example either. It's more like just straight up protection. There's no rejection involved. It's like it's just protection for you. And it's like somebody has your back here. Who is this person? I mean, it's obviously the Emperor, but like, who is this person? The Eight of Cups. It might be you, group 2, but I'm feeling like it's someone else, because it just feels like such a new energy. It does feel like it's something outside of you that is coming in to support you. But if it is you, I think that it's like you take a new approach. No, that's not what it is. If it is you that has got your back in this situation, it is somebody else coming in, but it's you who manifested that. Because you cried out for it, you asked for it, you set that intention, you needed it. In some way, the universe was like, yep, we got you. Hold on, they're coming. Don't worry. We're going to intervene in this situation. We're going to make sure that things go in a way that is supportive of you and your stability, that is going to protect you and reduce some of that burden of needing to protect yourself. The scales of justice are balancing for you, group number 2. Like fate is on your side is what it feels like, honestly. It really does. It feels like, honestly, like to not sugarcoat things, it feels like you've kind of gotten the shit under the stick of something for quite a while, and you've been on your guard this whole time because you had to. And now this person is coming in, and they're going to redirect the course of events here. So this could be somebody that just pops into your life out of nowhere. It feels like somebody who kind of steps in and goes, oh, hey, I can do this. Why don't you let me do that? Because I see you're struggling. Or, that's so funny. They're playing, I need a hero. I need a hero. And he's gotta be strong, and he's gotta be fun, and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I'm not saying that you need to be saved, group number 2, or that you need a hero, but the universe is sending you one, and you deserve it because you've needed it in some way, shape, or form. And it doesn't have to be a man or a masculine energy, but it's this protective energy. That's what masculine energy in its highest signature is all about. It's protection, support, and stability. And that's what this is bringing in. And it's going to help you to overcome something that you've been battling with. It's going to help you to, I don't know, it kind of feels like it's going to help you find what you've been looking for. Like if you felt that something was missing and you were constantly kind of looking at what was there in your life and going, there's got to be more than this. This can't be it. This doesn't feel like it. But I'm constantly on my guard, and I'm using so much energy to be on my guard that I can't really go off and go find what it is, because I don't even know what it is. I don't know where to start looking. I don't know how to get there. And this person kind of comes in and goes, oh, I know what it is, and I can help you get it, whatever it is. And that creates a major change in your life. I do feel like it redirects you, but not in an aggressive way where you lose anything. It's more just like it brings you into something else. 8 of Wands. Yeah, it brings you into something else. And it does it fast. I am getting this energy of saving the day. the universe is going to save the day. Your fairy godmother shows up and saves the day. Prince Eric, the Prince Charming, whoever shows up and saves the day, or the government steps in and it's like, is the government ever really going to be the good guy in a situation? I don't know. Maybe that's just my bias. Anti-establishment. But yeah, it's kind of like somebody's going to step in and save the day for you. And just know that this isn't like, poor, pitiful me, I need help, I can't do anything, I'm the damsel in distress. No, that's not you. That's not the situation I see here. I feel like you are the warrior and you're just like, I need backup. Like I'm facing 10 armies and I've got like a little bit left in me and I'm going to keep going. But man, to win this battle, I could really use some backup. And then this backup comes in. So it's not like they're saving the day alone. You're the one who's been holding this together. You're the one who's been standing firm and holding the guard. It's like this person just comes in with these resources that you needed to help you finally kind of get to the other side of it and win that war. And I also feel like this person helps you get your voice back. It's like they help you to feel strong in yourself too. So it's not like they're coming in and saving the day and making you feel less than because you needed to be rescued. Again, I'm not getting this victim anything. I'm not getting any damsel energy at all. It's very, very strong warrior that I feel from you, group 2. And it's this person, but they come in and they somehow support you while also honoring the fact that you're strong and helping you to see that even more clearly. It feels very reciprocal. Like it feels very... I just saw 1, 2, 2, 2. I keep seeing all these numbers in every single reading. Every time I look up, every time I hold a card up or I look at the camera, there's like a repeating number sequence. And repeating twos are about collaboration, teamwork, harmony, balance. Working together in a way that can produce very stable, balanced results. So this person helps to free you in some way. And they free you from this burden. They free you from this battle. They free you from this sort of ambiguity of what do I do? Which direction do I go? What is it that I'm looking for? They help free you from that. And they teach you something too, is what I'm seeing. They teach you something that is going to help you conquer the beast, like the big beast that you've been battling, whatever that is. Could be a fear or a physical challenge you've had in your life. It's like they help you get to the root of it. The Hanged Man. I was going to say it helps you get a different perspective. It kind of feels a little bit similar to group number 1's reading. We were talking a lot about perspective in that reading, but it does kind of feel like that. And I was getting that from the 10 of Swords. It gives you a bit of a different perspective, and it's from that different vantage point that you are better able to see things clearly. You're able to see your authentic truth more clearly. That's justice too. Truth. It is truth. The truth of what you deserve, the truth of the strength of who you are, the balance of karma coming in to support you because you've been fighting the good fight. That's what I see, group 2. You've been fighting the good fight, and you are a worthy person, and you deserve to have this person come in and support you the way that they are. And please accept and receive this, because it's not just a person coming in to support you. It is the universe intervening in this situation because you energetically, you deserve that. And I think deserve is a little bit of a loaded word. It can trigger our worthiness or unworthiness wounds. But in this case, what I mean by deserve is it's like fair compensation. You put in the energy, you get the pay. You put in the work, you get the paycheck. It's like that kind of thing. So you put in the effort here, you're going to get the result. And the result here is the breakthrough that you've been needing, or this support that you've been lacking. Wow. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? Group number 2, this is seriously like divine intervention to get you into this state of, I have all of my emotional needs met. I feel supported within a community. I'm very, very content and happy. I feel like I'm very secure, and I'm financially or physically in some other way feeling very stable, very secure. I've got all my needs met. I feel wealthy, whatever that means to you. You know, that can be a broad spectrum of what wealthy means to you, but you feel wealthy, and it is because, first of all, you didn't give up. You had faith. And second of all, through that persistence and that unshakable spirit, this energetic compensation comes in the form of this quote unquote savior, but really it's just a support person or situation that helps to free you from the heavy burden you've been carrying that was keeping you in a state of chaos and destruction, or constantly having to be on guard. I love that you have 3 tens in this reading: 10 of Cups, 10 of Swords, and 10 of Pentacles. So this is the finalization of a cycle. This is the end of it. It doesn't go any further than this. This is where the scales finally come into a point of balance. Things have been really not tipped in your favor, and that's why it's felt so hard, group number 2. But it's going to tip in your favor, and it's through this stroke of luck. I also heard stroke of genius, so it could be somebody who comes in with a stroke of genius, and that's the stroke of luck that helps to support you and get you out of this situation. I do feel like it's magic. It feels like magic. I gotta say, it feels like magic. Let's get some coffee cup oracle. Get some more information here for you. What is this magic that is coming in to support group 2? I feel these 2 cards, so let me grab both of those, and we're also going to get other oracles as well. Relocation, home, with the House card. The Tower card can be about a change of location or physical disruptions or moves. So if that is literal, this person could be coming in and saying, hey, I've got a solution to your housing problem. Here, come live in this place, or here, do this or that. It's like, you don't have to constantly be on guard. They've got a solution for you, and it creates stability. Because that's what I was getting. It's like stability in your home, stability in your resources, stability in just your state of being is what that feels like. Yeah. Mountain, challenges and achievements. You are overcoming this challenge. Group 2. This is the achievement. Okay, for fellow gamers, I'm an Xbox girl. I did have PS2 as a kid, but I'm an Xbox girl, and when you achieve something on Xbox, if you unlock a certain thing, it goes achievement unlocked, and it gives you like this little badge, and it tells you what you achieved. You know, maybe it was you shot 100 bad guys, or you collected 1,000 gold, or something like that. It'll tell you the achievement you've unlocked. That's what I saw when I was looking at this card for you. It's like achievement unlocked. You've just done the work, and to that point where you tipped the scales, and then that achievement, that reward unlocked, and that's why this person has come in to help you. And they're going to help you not only shoulder this challenge and overcome it, but also they're going to help you to achieve great things, is what I'm seeing. Because this person is a boss, like either literally or figuratively. Like, this is a boss person, and they know the drill. They know what to do. They've got the resources. They've got the mindset. They've got the knowledge and skills, and they're going to help you. Maybe it's like a real estate agent who really knows the game, and they know what you need, and they can hook you up with a deal and a nice house in exactly the territory you want, or something like that. Maybe this is an employer or a boss who comes in and offers you the job that you've always wanted, but you didn't put yourself up for because you were busy doing other things. And you're like, this is God sent, what a miracle. It is, but it isn't, because you put in the work for this. It is a miracle in that sense, that it's happening in that manifested, divinely guided way, but it's not a miracle in the sense that you made this happen. You did this. You put in the work, Okay, let's get a couple of these cards too. Dog, your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. Okay, I don't always read the cards literally. Obviously I read intuitively. That's just my vibe. What I'm getting from Dog here is that you've been loyal to your goal. And the only master that you served was your own alignment. And that is why this is unfolding in such a divinely guided way, is because you stuck to your truth. And you didn't give up. And this person comes in who's also very loyal to you, by the way. I feel like this person is loyal to you. And because they see your loyalty to yourself or to your goal or to your integrity. And they come in and they go, I really respect that. And let me help you. And then they do. And not only does this help to expand your goals and your achievements and unlock those things for you, but like I said, it also unlocks another layer of your own authenticity and of your own personal power. It's like it's unlocking a gift for you, not only in the way that it's unfolding physically, but it's like it activates within you a whole new level of your own power. That's what it feels like. Chimpanzee. Use both your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem or get answers to your questions. I feel like this person who's coming in has both of those things, and they will teach you how to use that too, how to combine your intuition and your intellect to be able to solve the problem, to face the challenge, overcome it, and unlock this achievement. That is really, really what I see. Yeah, definitely. Okay. And okay, they do want me to mention, I looked at it and then I wasn't going to talk about it, but Spirit kind of stopped me and was like, talk about that. Bottom of the deck is Mouse. You're overlooking some important details. So pay closer attention to what's going on. 3 takes for me to get that. Okay. What I see there, group 2, is that there are some details that you have not been seeing because you've been busy just kind of keeping things going. You've been busy surviving. You've been busy defending yourself and, doing what you had to do. And so it's not your fault that you didn't see those details. Of course, little mice are going to run by you when you have big attacks coming from directly in front of you. That's normal. But this person, like I said, they come in and they act as a defense to protect you so that you can start doing what you need to do and looking at those details that have been kind of falling through the cracks. And that is also what helps you get back in touch with this combined intuition and intellect to solve the problem, to overcome the challenge. Okay, let's get a couple of charms because I did that in group 1. So for group 2, Spirit. Okay. No way. Yeah, group 1 had this one as well. Group 1 had the measuring tape as well. And I want to put it on relocation and home. A little bit of me wanted to put it on achievements. So I feel like it's kind of like you'll see the growth in your achievements. You will see and be able to track physically how these achievements are expanding. But I really mostly wanted to put it on relocation and home because quite literally I feel like you're going to be taking measurements. Like you might be moving into a new house and needing to measure the space in the living room to put your couch or something like that. It feels quite literal that there's going to be some changes that are happening physically around you as a result of this divine intervention that's going to help you actually to expand, yes, and also to you're like readjusting, working with that energy. And then we've got this little sea creature, and I want to put this on Dog. I don't know why, so let me just kind of tune into that energy for a sec. Okay, so this does actually kind of go back to the message of what it actually does say in the card here. Your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters, and then the Hanged Man underneath. So I'm getting this message about in the past, one of the reasons why some of these details were slipping through the cracks and why you weren't able to combine your intuition and intellect is because you were kind of being pulled in too many different directions. What I'm seeing from this particular charm is kind of like these offshoots that are going out in all directions, and then the spiral in the middle. So you were kind of spinning around in circles because this energy was kind of going off in all these different directions and just maintaining that status quo and kind of keeping you stuck and hung up in the situation you didn't want to be in because you didn't you didn't have like a clear direction or a clear focus. Like I was saying, you didn't know what it was, so you didn't know what to do in that circumstance. But that's where this person is coming in to help, because they give you direction on what it is, and they help to hone that direction of your energy so that you can actually go towards what you want, and they're supporting you in the process so that you don't have to continually battling. You can put down your sword and you can actually start putting in the effort towards whatever this is you're trying to create. Yeah. Okay, that's what I see for you, group number 2. So lots of good things. This energy is kind of on its way out. Actually, I wouldn't even say that it's on its way out. I think it is out, like right now. Something is about to change really, really quickly. So, keep this reading in the back of your mind and see what unfolds over the next couple days, maybe weeks at the most. But I really like the 3 10s in your reading here. This is like something that's about to happen right now. So, keep yourself open to this potential person coming in and going, hey, let me help you. And please say yes, because my God, you deserve it. You've been really, really doing a lot here, group number 2. You're such a hard worker and you deserve all the support you can get. Okay, so say yes to it. Accept the help. You are worthy of it. Actually, you deserve it. You worked for it. So don't think about it as like, oh, I'm not good enough to do it on my own. No. This is you doing it on your own. This is the universe backing you because you've done it on your own. Okay, think of it that way. All right, that's what I see for you, group 2. I hope this reading helped. I hope it was supportive in kind of getting you through a little bit of this muddled energy into this miracle that's coming in. Divine intervention is going to unfold. Mark my words. I feel it, I see it, and if I see it and I feel it, it's in some way, shape, or form, it's going to unfold. So let me know how this goes. It's for your grace and highest good. It's going to be really, really, really positive for you. So yes. Lots of blessings. Lots of love for you guys. Thank you for being here on the channel. I hope that these readings are supporting you in many different ways. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Thank you for supporting me in those ways as well. Sending good vibes, likes, sharing the content with people who you feel like need to see these readings as well. Receive the energy, messages, activations, healing through them. Thank you for commenting. I'm not able to reply to all of them, even though there's really not that many, but there's still enough that I get overwhelmed. So thank you for your patience with me on that. I try to read most of them. And thank you for your donations of cards to the channel through the Amazon wish list in the description box. Thank you for sending in PayPal donations. If you really benefited from a reading, I see those come in too. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to you guys who are like, this reading really helped me. Here's a tip, and I'm like, oh my God, it is making a difference. It does help. They do value my work. I love you guys. I'm so deeply grateful. Yeah, if you guys want to become a member on the channel, that's another way you can support and value and benefit from the value of additional readings. We do weekly guidance and monthly live streams where you guys can ask me questions. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hello, group number 3. Last but not least, let's get a look at what is going on in the energy for you. So what do you need to know about this? Oh, look at that. It like balanced right on the edge. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like balanced on the edge and it just flipped right out. That is cool. That has never happened before. Okay, let's look at these and we'll get more after. Queen of Cups in reverse. Here, I'll give you the upright view as well because these cards are really beautiful. Okay, Queen of Cups reversed and the 8 of Wands reversed as well. The first thing I'm feeling is frustration. That's the energy I'm picking up on here. Frustration, feeling frustrated that things have kind of been teetering on the edge. Precarious. Yeah, they've been precarious. Something has been unstable, but it's been like stable in its instability. Does that make sense? It's kind of like it's been teetering on the edge, but it hasn't fallen. And so you're constantly in this kind of walking on eggshells, but it's causing a lot of frustration is what I'm feeling. The Chariot reversed as well. And I'm probably, nope, the deck is upright. Okay, I was wondering, am I holding the deck upside down? Because all these reversals are a bit much, but nope. The rest of the cards are upright. So Yeah, there's frustration because there's lack of movement. That's what I'm seeing here. It's like there's a dam and the water is becoming stagnant. And it's like right on the verge of overflowing. You know when you overfill a glass of water and that, what is it called? The meniscus or something like that at like the very top where it's like water tension and it kind of like just starts over, it's like over above the top of the line of the glass, but it doesn't overflow until there's like that just little bit more that breaks the surface tension and then it overflows. Yeah, that's what it feels like. So you've been like on the verge for quite some time. And it's just this emotional frustration has been building and building and building because it's almost like something needs to happen. Something needs to shift. This either needs to overflow or it needs to be emptied or something needs to move. Yeah, it just feels like frustration because it's been on the verge for quite a while. It's not a comfortable place to be. Group number 3. That rhymes. Knight of Swords. Yeah, another reversal too. Things have been moving so slow. Like you have some of the 3 of the fastest moving energies in the deck, but they're all reversed. The 8 of Wands is like super swift movement and things happening in like a very divinely guided way. They just kind of, the chips are going to fall where they're going to fall and they're falling through the air. They're going to happen really quickly. The Chariot is like you're driving forward, you're making change. And the Knight of Swords is like, yeah, let's do it. Let's make some change. Let's do all the things. Let's go. But this energy is like molasses. It's not moving. No wonder you're frustrated. I would be too. Strength. It reversed as well. Yeah, you've really been wrestling this crocodile. You've really been, your strength has been tested. Your patience, I would say, your patience has been tested. Group number 3, like big time. And let's find out like what is going on with this energy. Why is this happening? The 4 of Swords reversed. You've been feeling stuck, obviously. I can see that in these cards and in this one as well. But the good thing about the 4 of Swords is that it is in the upright position. This is needing to rest. And in this particular example, you can see it's like a wolf that's bound up and being stabbed through the mouth. Not pleasant. But in the reverse position, I'm feeling actually this is the most positive reversal of all these cards where it's like, okay, it's time to take action. There's something you can do to kind of get the energy moving again because it's been moving so slow and you've been so impatient that but there is like, it's kind of like coming to breaking point and there's something you can do. Ace of Coins in reverse. There's something you'll need to invest or a sacrifice you're going to need to make actually. Yeah, it's more so the sacrifice, but it is an investment. That's why I think it's both. Because you're needing to make a sacrifice as an investment to get yourself moving again. Because things have been stuck and they have been slow and that has been frustrating. Of course it has. So I'm curious, what is this sacrifice? What is this sacrifice that group 3 needs to make, Spirit? 5 of Cups reversed. All the cards are reversed. Oh my God. This is letting go, moving on. It can be about giving up on something. But I don't think it's about giving up on something that you've been working toward. I think that this is more giving up on doing it in a way that wasn't working. Or giving up on waiting for something to come in and shift it for you. Like if you've been really, really, really stuck and there's been no movement and no progress and your patience has been seriously tested, there's something about this course of action that just doesn't work. And that's the reason why it's not working. And so you kind of need to turn around and go, okay, what do I need to let go of? Because this doesn't work. And me continuing to stay in this situation is just making it worse rather than better. It's like it's not going to lead to a breakthrough in and of itself. There's something here that does need to be released. What specifically is this, Spirit? Four of Wands reversed. Oops. Could be a marriage. Like, if this resonates with you, this would be a marriage where you really have not seen any significant growth in your partnership. There has been a lack of connection. Things have not been moving forward. You have not felt happy with this person or in this relationship. It doesn't have to be a marriage. It could be like a boyfriend-girlfriend situation or whatever it is. It has kept you feeling stuck. This frustration, impatience, and maybe even resentment have continued to build over time. But it feels like you're afraid to make the sacrifice and to let go and move on because you've invested so much. Maybe you've given years to this, or you've spent a lot of time and energy and emotional labor in this connection or in this situation. If it's not relationship based, just again, take it as it resonates. If it's in a job, if it's in a particular goal that you've had, whatever it is, you've invested a lot and there's resistance to letting go and walking away and kind of cutting your losses because you have invested so much. But if it's not going to return on that and it's just going to continue to kind of keep you teetering on the edge, it's better for you to tip the scales by completely altering your direction and no longer investing energy in this course of events, because to invest more is just going to lower your return rather than causing that return to be higher. It's not going to improve it's not going to give back what you've invested either way. So it's better to cut your losses than to continue dumping more into it. So I'll give you an example, because this is kind of like a literal example that's coming to mind of something that I've personally experienced. I once bought this car, and I bought it in a rush because I needed a car and I didn't really vet the buyer or the seller. I didn't really look into anything. I was doing it very impulsively because I just needed something and I needed something now. And it turned out that the car was a lemon. It was not functioning well. It broke down on me so many times. And it had a lien on it from the previous owner or the owner before that. I don't even know, but there was a lien on it, which means I couldn't even sell it. I couldn't even exchange it, nothing. And it was an older car, so it wasn't even worth paying off the balance on the lien. It wasn't worth investing more into it. This engine seized at one point in such a bad situation. It left me stranded on this horrible cliff-bound highway. It was the worst. And I kept dumping more money into it because I'm like, well, I already invested this much into buying the car. I don't want to cut my losses and have to buy a different car. But by dumping more into it, I ended up just losing more, because later on, that was when I found out there was a lien on it, so I couldn't trade it in. And it broke down on me several more times in inconvenient spots and situations to the point where I was like, I physically can't drive this car anymore. It's not working for me. So I did end up having to bite the bullet and lose all of my investment on that car and buy another one, which really put me into financial straits. But I had to do it because if I kept putting more into that car, I just would have kept losing more. At least by cutting my losses and buying a car that was reliable, I got something out of it. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here for you is that kind of situation where you've been putting a lot of investment into something and it's not returning. If anything, it is a liability. And to continue investing in that is just going to make your situation worse. So it's not a good investment. It's really kind of like, this is the time where you kind of need to face facts and just grieve the fact that you lost this money or this person or whatever it is, or you need to lose this person from your life because they're not aligned. They're not serving you, the world. It's time to close out this cycle. It's time to close out this cycle, to end this relationship, to walk away from this investment, to get, to sell the car or to just like, you know what I ended up doing with that car? I literally let it sit on the sidewalk for so long that one of the neighbors reported it and they had it towed to a junkyard or to like an impound lot. And I went to go pick it up and it was going to be like this much money to even just get it out of the impound lot. And I was like, you know what? You guys can just have it. And I signed the paperwork and I wrote the car over to them. So it was like it was a whole entire loss. Like that car was nothing but a money pit. I got nothing out of it, except for thousands of dollars wasted. So don't be me. Learn from my mistakes, please, for the love of God. Group 3, you have the Knight of Swords. Wait, this was the King of Swords reversed. I might have said Knight of Swords for this one. Sorry, this is the Knight of Swords, but you also have that reversed too. So either way, same message, different day, same message, different card. But yeah, it's like you kind of need to just cut your losses, Group 3. I can't say it any other way. Let's get more information though about this. I do want to dive into the, whoops, I missed one. There we go. Dive into the Coffee Cup Oracle. Okay. You have the Lion, strength and success. You know, the Chariot in the upright is success. And you have the Strength card as well. So I do feel like you have the strength to be able to achieve success here, but you're going to have to do something in a way that you weren't really comfortable doing. You're going to need to let go of something that you didn't want to let go of, or you're needing to make that sacrifice as an investment in something that is going to return. Like I did, I just kind of made the sacrifice, cut my losses with the other car, I got my other car that now works and I've had it for 4 years and it's never broken down on me. So, you know, it's like that was a good investment in cutting my losses and getting the car that actually works. Desire and attraction, the snake. Okay, this gives me like devil energy vibes a little bit, and it's kind of like having strength and the devil card. We don't have the devil card, but this is the snake card does remind me of it. Having that energy here, it feels like this is kind of like there's something seductive about this. There's something about it that you don't want to let go of, or you don't want to have to get rid of, or you don't want to like have to cut those losses or make that sacrifice. Maybe because it's attractive in some way. Or you desire it so much. Like if it's a relationship, let's say for example, it's a situationship and this person does not invest in you. The relationship is not going anywhere. They're not willing to commit, but they're also not ending the relationship, and neither are you, because you have hopes that this is going to move somewhere and advance, but it's not, and it never will, at least not from this energy that I'm picking up on. But there's something about this person, or in this example, that you're very attracted to or that you desire. There's something about them that is elusive, and you want to you want to lock that down. Maybe they're really handsome, or they're very beautiful, or maybe they have these qualities that you think you want, but they don't want to commit to you. So it's like, is that really the person? I don't think so, you know? So it's kind of like this situation of an addiction of sorts. That's what I get from desire and attraction with the snake card. It's like there's an addiction here, but it feels good in the moment, but it's poisoning you slowly. And that is why things are building and building and building and kind of teetering on the edge and not making any progress towards your success, because it's going to take you some strength here to curb that habit and kick the addiction, whatever it is. With the car example, for me, the addiction was that it was a pretty car. It was an older car, but it was a nice car. And I'd never owned anything like sporty like that. And I was like, oh, this is, makes me feel like a badass, makes me feel cool. It's loud. It's got, it's got a fast engine. Wow. Ooh, you look at me in an Infinity, and I had to let it go and realize that was my ego talking. And I'm actually way better suited to my cute little Jetta because it's reliable and it doesn't have to be flashy or fast or loud. It's comfy and it's safe, and that's what I actually need. It's kind of like kick the bad boy habit here and go for Mr. Right. You know what I mean? And the bad boy is not Mr. Right. At least not in that extreme. Yeah. Or if this is a marriage, it's kind of like you're you desire for this marriage to work the way that you hoped that it would when you made this commitment. But unfortunately, it hasn't unfolded that way. And you may be still sort of addicted to or attached to, in this case, the idea of what it could have been, or the way the relationship was in the beginning because it was so good when it was in the honeymoon phase or when things were starting out. But it's like continuing to hope that it will get back there is actually just a waste of energy because it's not moving in that direction. And so it's kind of like you're stuck in this loop of being addicted to the idea of something when the actual circumstances are proving to you time and time again that it's not what you're hoping for. Okay, let's get some more cards. I want to do this deck. Oh, look at that. That's 2 cards. I was going to ask for 2 cards because that's what I did in the other 2 readings. And here they are. Panda. Create a sacred space for yourself in your home and or workplace. Okay. We'll get into that in a sec. And then you have Ladybug. This is a time of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all good things in your life. Well, that's nice. I'm glad to see that for you guys. It feels like when you have the strength to be able to combat this desire and this attraction and this addictive level something or other and just kind of cut your losses and move on, I feel like it's going to create sacred space for you where you can experience good fortune. And then you'll be more open to receive it because you won't be investing all of this time and energy in something that is never going to be stable. And instead, you're going to be able to create that stability for yourself. Okay, let's get a couple of charms here for group number 3. Yeah. Okay. Pliers, the bear, the lotus flower, and the little confetti ball. Okay, so first of all, the confetti ball kind of reminds me of a celebration of some kind, and I want to put it on the ladybug. I was going to say like maybe strength and success, but I think it actually belongs on the ladybug, so I feel like there's going to be some good fortune that you are going to be able to celebrate when you are willing to open up and receive by letting go of what does not serve you. It's like by redirecting this energy, you're going to see it work for you in a much better way. Okay, the bear, the little red bear. Can you guys see that? Yeah, kind of. I want to put this on desire and attraction for some reason. So let me just tune into that for a sec. Yeah, I'm getting this energy of like a person who keeps kind of popping their head into your life and being like, oh, hey, it's like giving you attention or something. And then kind of leading you on. That's kind of what it feels like here. It's like somebody who keeps popping in and then leading you on, saying that they're all committed to this, but then their actions don't prove it. Or same thing with my car. Like I would think that it would work. I'd go and get it fixed and I'd be like all confident about the fact that it's working now, and then it would break down again. And it's like my trust kept consistently being shattered. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. It's like you don't have any sense of stability. And so your ability to trust is not good in this situation. It needs to be fixed. You have the pliers, okay? So yeah, this needs to be fixed. And I think I want to put this on strength and success. So it's like having the tools for success, having the strength to be able to change this situation. It is going to require you to put in, work in a different way, put in effort in a different way than you have before. And then you have the little lotus flower as well. So the lotus flower here is talking about this sacred space. I want to put it on Panda. So this is creating sacred space for yourself. And this could be in your home. It could be in your work, if this is what this reading is related to. Or this could be in relation to what we were saying as the examples as well. So, but it's like having this sacred space that does feel safe, where you do not have to constantly be on edge or feeling this building resentment or frustration at things not feeling safe for you. It's like this place that you can actually trust, or this relationship you can actually trust, or this thing that you can actually trust. It's kind of like they're giving me another example. I'm seeing an example of like your boss saying, oh yeah, we have this new position for you, but we just have to wait until this and this and this happens. And they kind of like keep stringing you along, stringing you along. And every time you go back and you're like, okay, so when am I going to get that promotion? When am I going to get that raise? When is this position available? And they're like, oh, it's just, there's other things kind of going on right now, and we have to deal with this first, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, then eventually months go by, years go by, and you're still in the same position where you're like, hey, what's going on with this? And there's no movement, no progress. And you really, first of all, frustration and resentment, like I was saying in the very beginning, that's what I was picking up on. But it also builds into distrust, because now you're like, what this person is saying or what this thing is doing or the way that this is unfolding is not what I'm being promised or what I've assumed to be true. And so again, it's like you have to face the truth in yourself and divest your energy from this to free yourself, which does require you to have the strength to grieve this loss, because you might have to accept that boss is never going to give you that job, and you just need to let go and move on and find a different job or a different position that suits you better, that's actually going to promote growth. Or in the relationship example, same thing. This person keeps stringing you along. You've tried and tried again to create harmony in the relationship, to communicate to them. Maybe you've jumped through all the hoops, you've done couples counseling, you've tried ultimatums, which I don't recommend, by the way, or something like that. And it just never really kind of comes to anything. And you keep kind of just allowing this relationship to continue because you're unwilling to give up and to divest your energy and admit that it failed. But it's like, you can either keep failing or you can finalize the failure and then start succeeding somewhere else. Does that make sense? It's like you can fail infinitely, or you can fail really hard once and accept all of the previous things as a failure and then be able to move on to success. So it's kind of like, yeah, I would take the latter route, the success route, because that just makes more sense to me. But I know that it's hard when it's something we're emotionally invested in, or something that we've contributed a lot of time or energy to, or that we have commitments around. It's very hard. But I think that in terms of your happiness and your sense of trust and self-trust and your good fortune and your ability to manifest good things in your life, like, these are all the things that are on the table here. So I wouldn't risk those things if I were you. I would choose the strength to walk away and get success. But that's just me. I will leave this in your capable hands, group number 3. So a little bit of a tougher reading. I hope you guys are okay. This may have been triggering. Sorry if that's the case, but Spirit wants to talk about what Spirit wants to talk about. The cards don't beat around the bush. So energy is what energy is. Or, oh my God, I almost wanted to say energy is as energy does. Yeah, it is. So I love you guys. I hope this reading is helpful in some way, shape, or form, and that it supports you in your success and in this strength that you are cultivating towards good fortune. That's my ultimate highest intention here. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here, supporting the channel. If you need more personal guidance or support, I do have services available on my website, which is linked in the description box below. All right, guys, I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.